If you've ever felt like you were showing homes, answering questions, and sending listings only to have the buyer disappear or choose someone else, this video is for you. The problem isn't the client, it's the missing structure. And today, I'm going to give you the exact buyer consultation framework that our students use to build trust, lock in loyalty, and win offers, starting from day one. In this video, you'll learn exactly what to say in your buyer consultation, exactly when to say it, and exactly how to lead the appointment with confidence. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you'll be first to know when I release more systems, strategies, and scripts to help you build a referral-based business that's both predictable and profitable. Quick disclaimer, I'm going to assume you've already watched my video, pre-buyer consultation process. If you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check it out. I'll drop the link in the description below. So let's jump into the process. Part 1, Introduction and Consultation Process. Start by setting the tone. This isn't just a friendly chat or a quick pre-showing checklist. This is the strategy session that sets the entire home buying journey up for success. Here's a quick sample dialogue. Thanks so much for meeting with me today. My goal in this consultation is to help you feel educated, confident, and fully prepared. So when the right home comes along, you're ready to make a strong, successful move. We're not just touring houses, we're working a strategy. You want to establish your role as the trusted advisor, not just someone who opens doors. Part 2, Review buyer intake and understand their goals. Next, you want to dig deep into their why and what they're looking for. If you sent over a questionnaire before the meeting, review it together. If not, use powerful discovery questions like, why is now the right time to buy? What does your ideal home look like? Bedrooms, bathrooms, price point, style, location. What are your non-negotiables? What's your timeline? Do you currently rent or own? Remember to let them talk, take detailed notes. This is where trust starts to build, when they feel heard. Part 3, Aligning with a lender. This is something you should have already done, but if they haven't talked to a lender, you'll want to discuss it now. Now it's time to assess their financial readiness. Ask the following questions. Have you spoken to a lender? Are you pre-approved or just pre-qualified? What's your comfortable price range? Do you need a lender referral? If they're not pre-approved, pause the process. Showing homes without financial clarity is a waste of everyone's time and puts the buyer at a disadvantage in competitive situations. It would be a good idea to review a sample cost sheet so they're not surprised by out-of-pocket expenses later. This will also help with any overwhelm when you start looking at price points. Part 4, Establish a working relationship. This is where you introduce the exclusive buyer agency agreement, and it's no longer optional. Because of the recent NAR settlement, you are now required to have a signed written agreement before showing homes or providing brokerage services to a buyer. This isn't just a formality. It's how you ensure they receive professional guidance, complete transparency, and strategic representation every step of the way. Here are the 4 key benefits of working with a buyer's agent. How to explain them clearly and why they matter to your clients. Number 1, fiduciary level representation. Here's what to say. This agreement allows me to act fully on your behalf, advocating for your best interest throughout the process. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to guide, protect, and represent you at the highest level. And why this matters? In this dialogue, you're showing the buyers that this agreement is in their best interest. It legally empowers you to act as their trusted advocate in one of the most significant financial decisions of their life. Next, insider access to listings. Here's what to say. Once we're working together under an agreement, I can share all available options with you, including off-market opportunities, upcoming listings, and private showings you won't see online. And why this matters? When you say this, it positions the agreement as a gateway to better access, not more restrictions. Next, expert eyes on pricing and condition. What to say? As a real estate agent, one of my jobs is to make sure you don't overpay, don't miss red flags, and don't waste time. I'll help you analyze pricing, understand market trends, and spot potential issues before you fall in love with the home. And why does this matter? All buyers want someone looking out for them, not just someone opening doors. Show your value as a trusted consultant, not a salesperson. And last but not least, strategic negotiation in their favor. So here's what to say. When you're ready to make an offer, I'll use data, strategy, and experience to negotiate on your behalf, not just on price, but also on terms, repairs, timelines, and concessions. And why does this matter? You are the leverage they didn't know they needed. Reinforce how your expertise can save them money, time, and frustration. Now, let's talk about what's often the most intimidating part of presenting the exclusive buyer agency agreement, and that's addressing compensation, especially in light of the recent NAR settlement. Here's exactly what to say. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, here's what's changed. Some sellers may no longer offer compensation to the buyer's agent. If that's the case, and you still want to move forward on a home, you would be responsible for paying my fee. But I'll always confirm the compensation details before we write an offer, so there are no surprises. And why does this matter? This language keeps the tone calm, confident, and professional without overwhelming the buyer. Remember to always lead with professionalism, not pressure. This conversation should feel collaborative, not contractual. You're not locking them in. You're inviting them into a professional relationship where you can serve them at the highest level. So here's a script example. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, before we start touring homes or diving deeper, let's go ahead and get this agreement in place. It's a simple document that outlines how I'll represent you, how I get paid, and ensures you're fully protected throughout the process. Next, educate on market conditions. This is the moment to give your buyers the real talk. Set clear expectations by explaining that at many price points, inventory is low and competition is high. Great homes can go under contract within hours, and multiple offer situations are the norm, not the exception. Let them know that in this kind of market, the buyers who are most prepared are the ones who come out on top. Your job here isn't to scare them, it's to prepare them. And remember, confidence comes from clarity. And when buyers understand the pace and pressure of the market, they're far more likely to act decisively when the right home comes along. Next, offer strategy and writing a competitive offer. Now, walk your buyers through the levers we can pull to write a firm strategic offer when the time comes. Let them know there are typically two types of offer situations: a competitive situation with multiple offers, and a non-competitive situation where you may be the only one submitting an offer. In both cases, there are specific terms and conditions we can adjust to strengthen our position and give them the best chance of success, whether that's price, closing, timeline, earnest money, or contingencies. Reassure them that your goal is always to help them get the best possible deal while always avoiding losing out on the right home by being overly cautious. It's all about finding the right balance between winning and protecting their interest. Let me walk you through the levers. Lever 1, price and escalation clauses. Price is often the first thing sellers look at. but in a multiple offer scenario, an escalation clause can give your buyer a strategic edge. It allows their offer to automatically increase by a set amount over competing offers, up to a maximum limit. This helps them stay competitive without having to drastically overpay for a home. It also shows sellers they're serious while protecting their financial boundaries. Lever number 2, earnest deposit size. A strong earnest deposit signals commitment. While the typical range is 1 to 2% of the purchase price, going toward the higher end shows the seller that you are serious and financially stable buyer. It gives the seller peace of mind and adds weight to your offer, especially in competitive situations where trust and perceived security matters. Next lever, closing flexibility and post-occupancy. Being flexible on the closing date can be a huge advantage. If the seller needs more time to move out or close on their next home, a buyer willing to accommodate that timeline can stand out from the crowd. It's a simple lever that can make a big emotional and logical difference to a seller. Next lever, inspection strategies. Inspections can make or break a deal, especially in a hot market. Offering to buy a home as is while still providing peace of mind, setting a reasonable repair threshold, or even making part of the earnest money non-refundable after inspection can help reduce friction and make the offer more attractive to sellers who fear delays or renegotiations. The next lever, covering closing costs to sweeten the deal. If your buyer has the financial ability covering their closing costs or even offering to cover some of the sellers, can give your offer a meaningful edge. It reduces the seller's net cost and simplifies the transaction, especially when they're comparing similar offer prices. Next lever, appraisal gap coverage. In competitive markets, homes often go under contract for a price above the list price, which may not match the appraised value. Offering appraisal gap coverage tells the seller your buyer is willing to cover a shortfall between the appraisal and the purchase price up to a certain amount. Whether it's $5,000 or $10,000, this adds security for the seller and confidence to the offer. The next lever, loan type considerations. Not all loans are viewed equally by sellers. FHA and VA loans come with specific requirements that may include mandatory repairs, which can sometimes raise concerns for sellers. Educate your buyer about how their loan type may be perceived and help position it positively. Explore conventional options that may be more attractive in a bidding war. Last, a personal letter. While not always necessary and sometimes discouraged by fair housing guidance, a thoughtful, respectful personal letter can help humanize your buyer and create an emotional connection with the seller. If used, it should focus on appreciation for the home and the opportunity without including personal characteristics that may cross compliance lines. Remember to always present these as options, not requirements. Empower your buyer. Don't overwhelm them. And lastly, wrap up and next steps. End the meeting with clarity and confidence. Here's your quick checklist. Confirm search criteria and set up alerts. Explain the showing process and how you'll communicate. Reiterate that you'll confirm commission info on every home. Let them know you're available to answer any questions and ready to act quickly when the right one comes up. Your final impression should echo your first. You've got this covered. Here's the bottom line. An excellent buyer consultation doesn't just prepare your clients. It positions you as the strategic, trusted professional they need in today's market. If this video helped you, do me a favor. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more real estate training, drop a comment below if you'd like a printable step-by-step buyer consultation process. And remember, relationships build results. Start building yours today.